Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
High pressure, high stakes. It feels like the whole world's watching every move that I make. Another sunrise, another warning, but I'm still learning how to hold the line, how to quiet down the noise inside. And the moments slip away when I forget what I need. So I steady up my hands, let the rhythm set me free. I remember to breathe when the whole world shakes me down. Clear mind, finally free. I won't break, I won't bow. I'm holding on, holding on. Yeah, I'm stronger than I seem. I remember to breathe.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome into High Side Motorsports for round 11 of season 1 of the Gen 6 Cup Series, as we've gone back in time tonight for the Atlanta Thrash and Bash, as we've come into Old Atlanta this evening, a preferred version of the Atlanta Motor Speedway, obviously now known as Echo Park Speedway. This is a track which is going to show a lot more tests to the drivers than what the regular super speedway variant of the circuit would in the modern era. But in the old, it will still give you some tests, as I said. Hamish Munro here with you, Jack Anderson alongside Jack. This track's obviously a lot more bumpy than what modern Atlanta is. I suppose the big test that comes from modern Atlanta is the chaos it can bring because of the super speedway style of the circuit now that it's been refurbished. What are some of the differences that may not be so obvious between Old Atlanta and New Atlanta, but that could still test these drivers across the night?
Yeah, exactly right. It's basically going to be a lot more difficult with all the bumps, and you can't really go flat through here either. So it's going to be a good challenge for the drivers, and hopefully bring out some more action.
Well, I would hope so. Do we think this could be a similar style of race to when we're at circuits such as Kansas or Vegas Motor Speedway, or do we think that Old Atlanta's an entity in its own self and it has its own challenges compared to those other mile-and-a-half, tri-oval circuits?
Oh well, every track has its own little nuances, don't they, Hamish?
Oh, they do.
But yeah, it's probably. I haven't had a lot of driving here myself, so I can't say for certain, but from what I have driven, it is a lot of fun. It's got its own little challenges, especially like controlling the cars over these little bumps in the corner. It likes to go out a little bit at the rear, and you got to control that, try not to burn off the tires, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, of course, with Old Atlanta, it has some variable layouts as well compared to the newer Atlanta. It has a little Legends Oval here, as well as a road course available as part of it too. We can kind of see remnants of that within the infield of the circuit. Let's have a quick look around the season. We're into the final third of the season now. Final 5 rounds about to get underway. Starting tonight here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the stage length has actually been changed tonight to 35 laps opposed to 100. Opposed to 45, which is what it was originally going to be, but we are going to be doing 100 laps of Old Atlanta this evening. Then we head out to Pocono next week for the Bailey's Bucket 150 out of Pocono Raceway, Talladega Super Speedway. Then we head out to Iowa. We end it all then at Charlotte Motor Speedway at the end of the season. So a great end to the championship is coming our way across the next few weeks. Pocono next week is going to be a big test, as will Talladega. It's going to be a survival of the fittest scenario when we're out at Dega. Iowa's going to be interesting as well, a bit of a short track action for us. Last time we saw that obviously was Bristol last week, and then Charlotte Motor Speedway, the home of the finale for this season as well. Having a look at our championship standings as they currently sit, Austin Cole is sitting at the top of the table at the moment, 448 points ahead of Mike Rinker on 410. Bailey Brannon has now gotten his way up to third place in the championship, 368 points. Chris Mackey's not going to gain any more. He's not racing now for the rest of the season, so he is out of championship contention, but he's got Ryan Hatcham behind him with Kevin Winter, Trey Jones, and William McKellar now tied on points with Josh Parent, who's not racing for the rest of the season either, so he won't continue to gain anything on those guys. Posey Kareem makes up our top 10. After we leave Atlanta tonight, I would say more than likely, Jack, Parent and Mackey may be out of the top 10, which could see Stevens Jr., Harris or Pruitt sneak their way into the top 10 if they have a good enough finish here at Old Atlanta this evening.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. It looks to be like it's spicing up. Maybe not so much for first place, but for the podium positions or the top 5 in the championship, seems like it's spicing up. And I'm excited to see who finishes out the best.
Well, we'll get a good view of who is possibly going to be in the best position come the end of tonight's race. And I think that momentum's a massive thing, of course, and drivers are going to want to maximize across the rest of this season. There's some difficulties coming their way. Obviously, the tricky triangle next week at Pocono, that's a tough enough challenge as it is. Talladega, realistically, anybody with an amount of pace in their car can win. I was an interesting one for me as well. Obviously, being it's kind of a hybrid short track, Jack. It's almost it's just under a mile long, but it runs like a mile and a half speedway. But it also has the nuances of a short track as well. So that's going to be a tough test. And then Charlotte Motor Speedway, it's probably going to be a similar scenario as to when we've been out at Echo Park previously, where it's a super speedway, but it's also not a super speedway at the same time. There's a little bit of lift, there's a little bit of coast, but ultimately when the lights come out at Charlotte, that's going to be some massive pressure. I think at this point in time, the way that the momentum is swinging, the two drivers we're going to see battling for the championship this season is Austin Call and Mike Rinker. Unless Bailey Brannan can win a race or two in the next few weeks, I don't see him challenging Austin Call or Mike for that title, because I think realistically he needs to maximize his points through stages and through race wins. And if he can't do that, he's not going to win the championship this season. Maybe at best he can get a third place. But I think if Bailey wants the title, he's got to start winning races ultimately. And I think it's got to start tonight at Old Atlanta. He threw away a win opportunity last week at Bristol. He's got to try and maximize this evening in Atlanta to get that first race win of the season. He's gone 10 rounds now without a win. How much longer can Brannan go without getting to the top step of the podium?
Yeah, exactly. It goes to show the quality of the field in this series compared to some of the other series that we've seen Bailey in. But just like hats off to everyone in this. They were doing a great job all season, and it has been difficult for Bailey. Not just Bailey though, everyone. It's going to be tough for him to win a championship this season. It seems like, as you said, something will have to go awry for the top two, essentially for him to come away with that championship win. But anything can happen in this game, and that's motorsport. So we'll see what happens.
Well, either Mike or Austin could catch trouble over the next few weeks. All of a sudden they're dropping points, but it's a massive points gap for Austin to drop to Bailey if he were to try and beat Austin this season. First lap times coming in. It's not an impressive one for Brannan on that lap. A 30.8 he was at bottom, and then William McKellar has not gone any better. Neither is Will Kern. Neither is Austin Cole, a 33.5 in his first attempt. Paul Harris sits at the top of the timesheet at the moment, 30.41 on board the Monster Energy entry out there at this point. Nick Mercer P2, although now Brannan's finally clicked on 30.33 in his second attempt, but Harris strikes straight back at him and goes to the top. That is an unbelievable lap from Harris. McKellar to the top though now, 30.3, so fast lap times are coming in. Kearns managed to get a job done there, and it seems to be, Jack, that maybe taking an easier run on the first lap and pushing on the second may have been the better call here in qualifying. Maybe just to save a little bit of tyre, or to maybe just balance the car that little bit better for that final attempt.
Yeah, they might have been trying to maybe run the banking high, maybe try and build up a bit more speed, so then on the second lap they're going even quicker than they would if they were just going down on the bottom. But yeah, it seems like a good mix of cars up the front, and should make for an exciting start.
Well, Magnus Anderson, we know how good he was last week. He drove very, very well, very impressive out at Bristol Motor Speedway. Excited to see what he can do here tonight. Cameron O'Burl makes his debut tonight as well, so we'll see what he can do amongst this field and how well he can go as well. Charles Rinker, Zach Smothers, those are two drivers yet to set times here in the session. Same for Kevin Winker at this point in time. Nice little throwback for Zach this week. He was supposed to run it last week during the Daytona 500 weekend, but he got the call in last week to come into the broadcast booth. But yeah, for Zach, he finally gets to run his Do It For Dale Retro, and finishes out his first lap in qualifying. Does not set the timing sheet alight too much, 30.7, but there will be pace in this car for him to burn. We've already got some chats out there with us here this evening. It's great to have everyone watching along with us. Natasha is with us. Good luck, guys. Shout out to number 1 Trey Jones. We only the chat to Bailey lost his mojo when he got rid of the bucket. And there is a correlation here, Jack, by Bailey's not won a race since he got rid of that bucket and he started racing on a chair. Maybe that is where all of his powers were kept and swept, was inside the bucket.
Yeah, maybe it was a secret strategic call from Charles to get him that chair to slow him down a little bit, so everyone else could have a chance. It does seem a bit suspicious that he hasn't really had the wins since he's got rid of Bucket. So maybe he'll have to revert back to it one round.
Well, maybe for
and,
next week, for Bailey's Bucket 150, maybe he has to race on the Bucket at Pocono.
Yeah, exactly. Just see if it brings back his mojo. So.
Well, maybe it's like Austin Powers' mojo. It's kept in a little canister. Maybe his mojo is kept in the bucket.
Yeah.
Qualifying has just come to an end, by the way. Charles Rinker, last guy to set a lap time out there, although Kevin Winker's just heading out there now, so he's finally maybe going to set a lap time. We'll see. Nope, he's going to pull out of it because he realizes he doesn't have enough time. Charles has just stuck his way into the top 10, 30.35. So even with the secret plan to make Bailey slower by getting him a chair, he still hasn't out-qualified him. Bailey's going to be starting ahead of him on that 5th row of the grid. As we get ready for the gridding here tonight for our race, the starting grid will be Will Kern starting ahead of Ryan Hatch on the front row of the grid, Will McKellar, Magnus Anderson in behind them, Paul Harris, Austin Stamper for the top 6. Jesse James returns tonight. He'll start at a P7 alongside Austin Call. On the 4th row of the grid, Bailey Brannon, Charles Rinker in the top 10 with Trey Jones, Cameron O'Beirle. Starting ahead of Nick Mercereau and Cody Pruitt for the top 14. Mike Rinker, Keith Vaughan will start ahead of Damon Marotta and John Roberts, with Justin McCurdy, Robert Stevens Jr. ahead of Aposey Kareen and Nate Owen, with Joe Dyson, Zach Smathers and Kevin Winker at the back end of the field. Could be a tough night for some, could be an easier night for others, but as they all prepare themselves for this rolling start, there's going to be a bit of pressure on their shoulders tonight, Jack. You know, Old Atlanta, a lot of drivers complain about Echo Park Speedway and they claim Old Atlanta's better. I'm better at Old Atlanta. Well, now it's time to put the proof in the pudding and to put the proof in your claims and try and take home a race win at Old Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's time to put proof in the pudding. And I got to say that Anderson lap was pretty good. It means it must be where all my luck goes. He must be the only good Anderson around here. So he's popping up like his Pop-Tart livery. And yeah, let's hopefully get away, get a clean start, and should be a good one. Let's keep it clean.
Yeah, let's hopefully or hope that these drivers keep themselves clean across the race here tonight. Fairly clean last week at Bristol. Wasn't too bad in terms of the amount of incidents that we saw, although it is Bristol. So there's always going to be incidents out there. But off the back, obviously, of Indianapolis, the last time we were at a major speedway, I mean, Indy was our cleanest race to this point of the season, and it's probably the best race we've had all season long. So it kind of gives us or proves to a point that we can go racing nice and cleanly, and we can get some good finishes out of it as well. Pace truck has now pulled away, and we'll prepare ourselves for the race start here this evening. So Will Kern, Ryan Hatch, both these guys have had good pace over the last few weeks. Obviously, Ryan has been very, very quick over the course of the season. A very poor run last week, it must be said, at Bristol, which cost him some crucial points in the championship standings. Will Kern has been a revelation since coming back a couple of weeks ago out at Indianapolis Motor Speedway as well. We know McKellar's had good pace. Anderson's been up there since last week as well. Interested to see what Paul Harris can do tonight, but I think the most interesting name that I don't see up amongst this front little pack, and who's a couple of rows back, is Austin Call. He hasn't managed to really maximise his qualifying here tonight, Jack, and now he's going to have to try and fight for a win from P8 on the road.
Yeah, exactly right. You got to give a shout out to Hatch and Anderson for four-man racing. They have been doing pretty good since they've formed that team, and you can tell that Dr. Pepper on the car this week got rid of the last sponsor. Maybe it was a bad voodoo, but we're getting green, and away we go.
Green flag out at Atlanta Motor Speedway as we've gone back in time, but ahead to the future as we come around turn 1 and 2. Can they keep themselves nice and tidy, nice and clean across this first few laps of this race as Kern now takes it into the lead. Will McKellar makes it an all-wheel top two. Ryan Hatch, Magnus Anderson, the Corn Man racing in behind them, with Paul Harris making up the top five to begin it onto lap 2 of 35 for the first stage. Some drivers out there are struggling. Joe Dyson's had a massive ride across the tri-oval. That thing's gone sideways. No caution thrown just yet. Don't really see the need for the caution to be thrown. He's still rolling and there's no heavy damage on that 71 car. And as we come around to end up lap 2 and begin lap 3, just settling into the groove, settling into the rhythm. That's going to be the big test off this race start here tonight, Jack.
Yeah, exactly. You just got to keep it clean, see where you end up at the end. You don't want to get caught up in anyone else's accidents or your own, really. Just want to keep it clean, keep it without any damage, and just work your way up to the front. We've seen it plenty of times before where cars have been kind of quiet all day, just chipping along, and then at the end of the business end of the race, they suddenly come out of nowhere and come away with a great result.
Well, Charles Rinker right now, he is not pulling that strategy. He is a man on a mission early here, up 7 positions already into P3, so he is a man on a move. And he's been impressive the last few weeks when he's been able to run, and the question then begs, if he had gotten a full season in, where would he be in the championship standings? Where would he be in the pecking order in terms of competitiveness? And I think for Charles, he'd be right up there. He'd probably be one of the championship favourites if he could have put together a whole season instead of having to sit in race control for the first few rounds. And then missing a couple of races as well due to having to do some admin duties too. So his season has been hindered heavily. But ultimately, he has been very competitive the weeks that he has been here, namely out at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Ryan Hatch has dropped positions early here. He's down 3. Anderson is down 4. So these guys are struggling now in the pack and in the traffic to just hold on to their positions this stage. They've got Austin Stamper and Bailey Brannon separating them at the moment, with Damon Marotta making up the rear of this little 5-car train. Harris is just starting to break away now. So the important thing for them is don't let it get ahead of you. Don't lose your laurels at this point and just kind of push on, Jack, and hope that you can find a bit more speed, but also just get into a good rhythm. Because I think ultimately rhythm can be one of the biggest things in terms of pack racing and oval racing. And if you drop your momentum, that's where you drop the massive amount of speed. And then that's where you lose your confidence and everything comes tumbling down like a house of cards.
Yeah, exactly. As we all know, rhythm is a dancer, so we literally just get into a rhythm, get comfortable, don't overdrive the car. You'll save tyres, you'll save your mental capacity, you won't burn yourself out, and you'll be less likely to make mistakes.
My forehead has a hand. What a deep cut.
I'm glad.
What an absolute deep cut. Will Kern still leads the way at this point. Lap 7 of 100 now. So we are cutting down the laps every single time by. And it's great to see. And the pack that's starting to form back here is getting bigger and bigger. Hatch and Brannon side by side through 1 and 2. With Marotta and Stamper battling as well. Anderson's back here. Mike Rinker, Cody Pruitt as well. Look at the intensity of the pack battle as they go along. Anderson covers the inside to Rinker. Doesn't want to give the 9 car any sort of run. As they come around 3 and 4, it is getting intense back here in the battle for P5. As Brannon tries to pull ahead now with the Dr. Pepper entry. Can he sneak ahead of Hatch? He can on the entry into 1, and he takes 5th position.
Yeah, and Marotta looks like he wants to also take that as well. He looks like he had a little look at Hatch on the on turn 2, and there seemed to be a little bit of contact with Rinker and Anderson on the back straight in the previous lap. I was lucky. It may have been a bad little bump, but a little bit of twitch. He came out of it all right, and we continue.
Well, a little bit of twitch. We'll see if he's managed to, or if he can raid himself some more positions throughout this race. As we've now
I've slapped my head.
Yeah, of course. Now we've also got John Roberts on the back end of this train too, so it's growing bigger and bigger every single lap we go on. But the problem is, the more they start to battle and the more they start to get into it with each other, the more space that's going to start to build between them and the pack of cars ahead of them. I mean, Harris and Rinker, Harris is 0.6 ahead of this train, but he's got 1.5 seconds up to Rinker, so he's all stuck on his lonesome. So the pack behind him's got to try and catch him and work with him. The problem for Harris is he's going to get drawn back into it. It's going to be like he's hit a wall, because eventually these guys are going to start to get drafted. They're going to be at such a higher rate of speed than what Harris is. They're just going to walk past him, and he's not going to be able to do anything about it because he's not going to have the speed. He can't really gain speed unless he finds some draft, and eventually, it takes a good lap or two, Jack, to pick up to maximum speed with that draft with you.
Yeah, exactly, and especially now the distance between Paul and Brannon, he would be getting the draft already, so he's basically just punching a hole in the air for Bailey to take, and he's already going to make a lunge for it. He's not waiting around, is Bailey, so he's got that pass, and that may have been a little strategic call by Paul, maybe to tuck him behind, get some fuel saving as well. It'll help you in the stop with a little bit shorter shorter build, and yeah, who knows? He seems to be under attack now, though. He might have burnt those tyres off a little too much early, as Hatch goes for the move as well.
So here comes Ryan Hatch now. I would say Harris hasn't defended the move too hard to Brandon, because not only are they teammates, but as you said, he's just starting to burn those tyres off a little bit. But now Hatch is starting to put the pressure on him here and try and sneak on by as best he can. And for Ryan Hatch, he's got to keep pushing on at this point and just keep on fighting for every ounce of position that he can.
Yeah, you can see the car characteristic of Paul's car kind of seems like it's very tight, like it's understeering more than he wants to through 1 and 2, unfortunately. So I think he might have just burnt that the front tyres off a little too much, more than he wanted.
Well, for Harris, he's got the onslaught of Marotta and Hatch hounding the back of him, and he's just trying to be a brick wall to stop them from getting past and from chasing down Brannon at this point. I mean, that looks to be the strategy at this stage for them. But as Hatch now finds that inside run, Harris can't do anything about it. The tyres have run away from him, and he's got no draft to keep pulling him ahead. And now Ryan Hatch takes P6, or P5, sorry, from Paul Harris, and now looks to push on further and further. In fact, up the front, Charles Rinker has finally gotten by Will McKellar and now sits P2 on the road, but 1.9 seconds up to Will Kern. Eventually, that gap will trickle down, Jack, based on the fact that both of these guys have now got a draft buddy and they can start working together.
Yeah, exactly. Although they don't seem to be working together that much through the corners here. They're doing two completely different lines, making it work for both of them. So that might be or Will Kern might be smiling, looking in his mirror, seeing them two have a little bit of a battle here as he starts to eke out that gap bit by bit.
Will Kern is just starting to spread out a little bit more, pushing ahead a little bit more, and he's got it out to 2.2 seconds at this stage of the race. But for Rinker and McKellar, they've got to try and work together. They've got to use this draft package now to help pull them forward, because we can see ahead that Kern, he's found some lap traffic that's given him a bit more tow over that last lap, so that's helped pull him ahead. That's in Joe Dyson's case. Zach Smathers now into pit road too, so he's into pit lane. But the battles are continuing on, and it's intensifying back here with Rinker, Pruitt and Vaughan battling for position as they enter turn 3.
Yeah, you got to wonder if that was strategic to maybe make to the end of the stage from Zach there, if they're not able to make it on a full tank to the end of the stage without pitting, or if it was earlier than he intended. Some of these guys might be just sitting out there waiting to see if there is a caution so they can go under yellow as well. So that might be the strategy that a lot of them are taking. But yeah, it's an interesting one that Zach's been the only one that's come into the lane so far. As I say that, I can see that I know Joe's just down on the apron. I thought he might have been coming into the lane.
Longer stop for Smathers. I think he may have had a stop hold there for possible speeding in pit lane. So he's had to slow it up. They changed it to this lap 45. That was correct.
Oh, Zach had a meatball actually.
Oh.
So I'm not sure where he picked that one up. Oh, Charles also has a meatball. That's just popped up on my screen.
So I wonder if the oil temps are getting too high and they're starting to blow engines maybe, or they're starting to damage
No, well,
engines
he's
a little
hit the
bit.
wall. Right side, you can see the right front fender is all punched in on Charles's car. So I wonder if a similar thing happened to Zach. Maybe understeered into the on the exit of 4 or something. You can see that a couple cars do scrape. Oh, big contact.
Big contact for Charles Rinker. Oh, and this car is struggling now. Jack,
He's already got a meatball, so he'd want to get into the pits within the next 2 laps. Maybe he couldn't get down to the bottom with all the cars around him last lap, but yeah, you only have 3 laps to serve the meatball, so you'd want to get down there pretty quick. He's staying up high and trying to let some people go on the racing line, so I'm not sure what the go is here. You'll get disqualified if you don't. As Austin Cole's also gone into the lane.
So I wonder now if Charles actually knows he's got a meatball. I wonder if he knows he's got that meatball flag.
Surely you would have to know. It comes up in a big icon on your screen. So he seems to be going quite a bit slower now. So hopefully he tucks down under the apron. Yep. Here we go. He's coming in to serve it.
Mike Rinker's coming in as well. So both those Rinker brothers into pit lane now at this point in time. So we'll see. We'll see how long this takes Charles to finish this stop and to get out of pit lane, but that's a massive loss for the 8 car here tonight. Probably went a couple laps too long there on that meatball flag, and just ultimately Jack cost him time and probably cost him that little bit of confidence in the car before he realised he had the meatball. But now he's going to try and push on. He had great pace early, so hopefully he can push on. We've got Marotta, Stamper, Pruitt and James entering pit lane now, same with Trey Jones, so pit lane's starting to fill up at this point in time.
Yeah, it is a bit of a weird one. Sometimes you can get a meatball from a little hit and you don't even realise. Like, the car might not even drive a bit different. It's just reached a certain number on the algorithm for a certain amount of damage that you require to go into the pits and repair it. But it may feel perfectly fine. We've had it multiple times in special events. From my personal experience, where, say, we might have been hit up the rear or we've scraped a wall a few too many times, and then it's given us a meatball and we're like, well, the car drives fine. So that could have been a perfect example of that if he didn't even realize. As we are seeing a lot of people come into the lane now to serve their pit stops.
So McCurdy, Mercero, Robert Stevens Jr., John Roberts all now into pit lane. We got a black flag as well for Nate Owen, who's got to come back into pit lane now as well. So it's green flag stop time at this point of the race. 27 of 45 laps completed here of stage 1. 27 of 100 of the complete length of this race here this evening have also now been completed too. Ryan Hatch, he's got to try and chase down 3.4 seconds up to Will Kern as Will McKellar looks to come into pit road now as well. John Roberts is just in behind them too. And this has been a great race start. No cautions thus far. Nice and tidy across the first 28 laps of this race. And for us to get to the stage break at 45, well, that's going to be a tough effort for them.
Oh, well, now you've done it, Hamish. You've mentioned it. I wasn't going to say anything.
I have indeed.
So you've put the commentator's curse on the field now. As McKellar also has a black flag.
He does.
That was he in the pit lane when that happened? I'm assuming so. Yes,
I would say
it
that's
was.
from speeding in pits. That's what I would say that's from. as he sped in pit lane.
Yep, so he's got to stop and hold, unfortunately, same as Nate Owens serving that. And Nate Owens, I went back and looked, and he did seem to have gone over the speed limit on the exit and when he came out of the box. So it wasn't much, but it seemed like it was a long enough duration to get a black flag, unfortunately.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to do this. I have to quickly walk away for 5 minutes because I've got something. I've been called out to something really, really quickly by someone. So I'm just going to mute both myself and Jack. We're going to keep the race going, so you guys can eventually still get the race. I hate to have to do this, but I'm getting called upon right now to go fix this up. So I'll be back momentarily. Jack is going to be watching over the race, but he's not going to be calling anything. It's going to be no comms for the next 5-10 minutes. I'll be back very, very shortly, though I do humbly apologise. I'm so sorry. But we'll be back very shortly. Keep an eye on the action. Keep watching the action as well. We appreciate you guys watching along with us too. We'll be back very, very soon with more comments from myself and Jack Anderson alongside. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. I humbly do apologise for that. I'm so sorry. I absolutely hate having to walk away very quickly. But we're about to get to the end of stage 1. Hamish Munro here with you, Jack Anderson alongside. Thank you all for watching with us once again. And if you're enjoying the action you're seeing here tonight, Cameron O'Beirne has a meatball flag. So he's going to come into pit lane. And whilst he's coming into pit lane, be sure to hit the like button to subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. Mike Rinker's built up a 3.6 second lead. Cheap plug. Mike Rinker's built up a 3.6 second lead at the start of this race off the back of the first pit stop. So he's done well early here to make a good run. Whilst he's been away as well, Austin Cole has now dropped down the order to P13. This is massive tonight now, Jack. So with Rinker, because he's arguably going to get the stage win, right? Getting the stage win, Cole not inside the top 10, so he's already dropping 10 points to Rinker. If Rinker can then go on to win the race and Austin Cole finishes further down the order, all of a sudden, Mike Rinker is in the lead of the championship. Like
it blows it wide open for the...
It's just how quickly it can flip around on its head.
That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It's crazy how much just one bad night can blow the standings open for anyone.
You know,
really.
it's like Austin's in his kitchen cooking away, and then Mike's come to his back door and just kicked it open and said, "Hello, I'm here, and I'm ready to take the championship lead." You know, it's just like. But as the first caution comes out for the stage break, Mike Rinker has won stage 1 to Bailey Brannon, Robert Stevens Jr., Cody Pruitt, ahead of Will Kern in P5, Charles Rinker, Damon Marotta, Austin Stamper, Paul Harris, and John Roberts inside of the top 10 for the stage. There we go. John's getting himself a cheeky little point tonight. Jack, that's not too bad for him.
Yeah, it's a good result. Get an extra cheeky point.
Yeah, I think the biggest name missing out on those points, Austin Cole, down 5, outside of the top 10, not having a night that he would want to be having here out at Atlanta. Opposing Green up 10 into P11 thus far. Marotta's up 10 as well. Pruitt's up 10. Stevens up 17. Rinker up 14. So some great gainers up and inside the top 10. Biggest losers thus far. Magnus Anderson down 10 positions. Jesse James down 11. Hatch down 18. McKellar down 19. O'Beirne down 13. So something's been happening to those boys, and they've been getting caught out as the second stop's about to happen. And the race leader brings them in.
Yeah, not everyone's come into the lane though. You've had are they the lap cars? They might have been lapped cars trying to get another wave around, or another chance at getting another lap back.
I think they did. Let's quickly drag in our stage winner in Mike Rinker. Mike, congratulations. Stage win for yourself, good sir. Welcome in. I'll be honest with you, I missed about 5 minutes of the action because I got called away to a very quick emergency from somebody. How rude of them. They should know that I'm broadcasting at this time, but still. Talk us through it, because when we left, or when I left you, you were coming out of pit lane, fairly good run to that point, driving very well. Talk us through it. How did it all come about for you?
Well, we went and we pit and got tires. I got 4 tires. It looks like the only guy that made it out in front of me was Austin Call, and he took 2, so I ran him down pretty quick. Lots of different tire strategies going on out there. People staying out, people getting 2, getting 4. We'll see what happens, man.
Now, I made the comparison earlier tonight, and Jack kind of said to me off that point that Old Atlanta can have its own characteristics. Said, is it going to be a similar race style tonight to the likes of Kansas or Vegas Motor Speedway? Those similar style 1.5 mile speedways. Obviously, with Atlanta, it's more like a 6-corner tri-oval. Obviously, turn 1, 2, turn 3, 4, and then 5, 6 for the last bit of the tri-oval. But apart from the bumps are probably very similar to Kansas and Vegas. From inside the car for you, because of the laps you've already done tonight, what other comparisons can we make to those tracks? Because it's a circuit that looks very similar to them, aside from its slight changes in layout. What else can we kind of compare this track to it in its old state? Obviously, the new state, it's more like Charlotte being high speed.
Yeah.
In the old state, what can we compare to?
I would say the old state Atlanta, it kind of reminds me of old state Daytona. You're about full out, with the bumps, you might have a little bit of lifting. But one thing's for sure, this we're pushing really hard, especially like 10, 15 laps in. We're fighting to get the car turning. So anywhere that's kind of like that, Texas maybe, similar style.
Yep.
Maybe if Texas was a little more rough. But yeah.
Well, we know now as well that best of luck off this race start, Mike. We'll see if you can get yourself a race win. Could be an opportunity for you to take the lead of the championship. Best of luck.
All right, sounds good. See ya.
See ya. I'm going to have to drag him all the way up to his channel because I don't... What channel was it? RMO. As the green once again. And we all get ourselves prepared. So, the confirmation of the stage points, by the way, Jacqueline, finishing positions in the stage. Mike Rinker to Bailey Brannon, Stevens Jr., Pruitt, Charles Rinker, Kern, Marotta, Stamper, Harris, and Roberts was the top 10 for the stage. And we can see that Brannon's already putting the pressure here onto Mike Rinker. It's the battle of all three different car types from P1 back to P6. There's 2 of each car type up there, Jack. 2 Camaros, 2 Camrys, and 2 Mustangs, all battling it out inside the top 6.
Yeah, talk about parity. They're all within the same thing. It's like the supercars all over again on the weekend. It looks like Bailey's got a bit of extra incentive, don't you reckon, Hamish?
He does.
With,
yeah, he does. He has got an extra incentive.
With the threat of running a Hello Kitty livery all next season if he doesn't
exactly right.
get
If he
a
doesn't,
podium.
if he does, he definitely agreed to this. If he doesn't win a race, so if he doesn't win one race, or finish second twice, or finish third 3 times in the final 5 rounds, he must run a Hello Kitty livery next season. He definitely agreed to that. We're putting it out in the open onto the chat for everyone else to agree to as well, to know that we're basically peer pressuring Bailey Brannon into taking that bet.
Oh, we're just trying to make him perform.
Trying to motivate him. Give him some motivation. With Pruitt now on his heels, I'll tell you what, Pruitt has shown some great pace the last few weeks. Hasn't been up and about all season from his previous best that we've seen from him, but he's really starting to come into his own now. Leading into next season, he's taking over this team of Arch City Racing over from Zach Smathers, as Smathers will be moving away to a new team yet to be announced going into next season. So Pruitt's then going to have that on his shoulders, not only being the leader of the team, but also trying to perform at a high level as well. And with teammates like Robert Stevens Jr. who can run with him up the front, as well as Damon Marotta at times as well, and Nate Owen too. Oh, Mike Rinker into the wall! First proper caution of the race. And that is a huge one for Mike Rinker. My God, let's watch this back. So he slide jobs up on Kern, doesn't realise he's there, and he's straight into the barrier. That's giving him a meatball flag as well. Yeah.
Hopefully he's got a. Hopefully he didn't use his fast repair.
Hopefully not. But Rhiannon has definitely heard him agree to that. So we're getting agreements from the chat that Bailey did verbally agree with us. Oh my God, we've got 56 people watching right now. Thank you all so much. I didn't even realise. Thank you all for watching along with us here for High Side Motorsports Season 1, round 11. My God, I'm losing all my marbles. I didn't expect us to have over 50 watching. Great to have you all with us once again. If you are watching along with us too, be sure to hit the like button, to subscribe, the bell icon as well. I'd love to get to 350 subscribers by the end of February. We've got about a week to do it. So if all you guys and girls out there who haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. It will mean that you can get into the chat with us. Now, there is a time limitation on that. You must be a subscriber for at least an hour before you can chat with us in the chat. I'm sorry, this is just a restriction that's been put in place on the channel recently. Even on the Porsche broadcast as well, we've also now gone to subscriber-only mode as well. This is just then to entice people to get involved in the chat, but also support the channel at the same time as well. So if you could do that, we'd really, really appreciate it, and that would then also be the benefit, is you can get into the chat with us and chat along with us during the race and let us know who you want to keep an eye on, who you're supporting out there, and you help directly support us as well by doing that too. So we would really, really appreciate it. Massive moment there for Mike Rinker. So a self-clear's put him into the wall. He's got that meatball, so he's got to get in and get this fixed up. And ultimately, Jack, he probably should have come in when this caution came out initially, but I think he's waiting for pit lane to open. I suppose the beauty is he's not going to lose too much time. He won't go a lap down, but he'll likely get put to the back of the field because of this. And this is a big loss for him, especially after that stage win.
Yeah, I almost would have taken the drop to end by going into a closed lane, because you're most likely going to get an end of line anyway for
self-clearing.
for self-clearing and being the cause of the caution.
Oh, no penalty.
So
he got loose,
no
apparently,
penalty.
according to the race control. So it wasn't a self-clear. He's actually gotten loose, and it's not been a malicious act, if you will, in quotes. So, but he has gotten a black flag. I don't think it would be for speeding in pits. So because Mike,
it might have been still a closed lane.
Yeah, it may have. Well, although Kevin Winker hasn't gotten one, but both Hatch and Rinker have.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it does that. Like it plays funny buggers with you. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have taken the end of line, because he's going to drop to the end of line anyway.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, we've got Blake in chat with us as well. Giving the love to Let's Go, Justin McCurdy. Great paint on Justin's car. A bit of a throwback here, I think, to what looks to be an old Jeff Gordon paint. Pepsi and DuPont on the side of it.
Yeah, I would have to say it would be. It screams Jeff Gordon.
Well,
for
what it
me.
also screams is sexy livery, I must say. That thing looks gorgeous. But Pace Truck's in. We're getting ready to go racing once again. To give the update on Justin for you, Blake, he's up 7 into P12 at this stage of the race, running very, very well. As Bailey Brannan gets us back underway to green flag running. Pruitt, Kern, Stevens, Rinker, that's the top 5. Harris, Marotta, Roberts, Cole and Stamp at the top 10. Cole's already trying to make moves early here, and now he's going to try and get a wriggle on. With Mike Rinker down the order now, he's got to maximise, get this car at the front end of town and put as many cars between him and his championship contender in Mike Rinker, who's at the back of the field. But for Bailey Brannan, he's got to push on now. 43 laps to go when they cross the strike, and they're staggered 3 wide across the tri-oval.
Yeah, you can tell that Austin Cole kind of has a smell for those extra points to try and eke out another couple, make up the deficit from the stage points that Mike would have got. So he's trying to make his little, he's trying to make a little bit of progress each lap. He's underneath the 72 of Marotta at the moment, and behind Charles, so Charles might make it a little bit difficult. No, he's going to make it easy for him. He's going to make it 3 wide into turn 1, 2.
Oh my God, 3 wide. Oh, up in the wall.
Oh, Marotta.
God damn it, Austin Cole! It's happened and it's massive. And all of a sudden, the advantage is null and void for what Austin Cole had over Mike Rinker. My God. Trey Jones now has a meatball, as does Marotta. That is huge, and it was all because Marotta got loose through turn 2.
Yeah, he just hit the wall and bounced off it there, you can see, and got loose because of it. And unfortunately, Cole got involved in that. Trey tried to take, and looks like avoiding action, and unfortunately hit the wall. Couple of the guys there making contact with each other, able to gather it up. There was a little bit of arca braking in the back as well, but
well, this was on board with Mike Rinker. You can see he immediately went for the infield to avoid anything from happening. Very, very smart call. But all of a sudden, Jack, it's like,
it's been tipped on its head.
We're just going to give you fireworks now. We're just going to put Mike Rinker and Austin Cole at the back field. We're going to put Bailey at the front. If he wins the race now, all of a sudden he is in prime position. I mean, ultimately, right, that move there was not a malicious move. It was a simple mistake that can be made by Damon Marotta. And he'll be kicking himself because of that mistake as well. He wouldn't have wanted to have taken out a championship contender in Austin Cole. When Cole watches that back, I think he'll understand that it wasn't a malicious act. It was a mistake that's happened. And he's just been in the wrong place, wrong time. 72 has been given an EOL for that being Damon Marotta. That's unfortunate for him. But yeah, just one of those moves and one of those moments that can't quite, fix up and help.
Yeah, he wouldn't have meant to do that. It's just one of those things where you bounce off the wall and you can't really control it. When half of the time when that thing gets that much angle, you won't be able to catch it. And it's just kind of damage control at that point rather than try and save the car. So he didn't mean to do that. It's just very unfortunate positioning, time and place by Cole to be involved in that, and especially for Trey as well, getting involved in it when he had nothing to do with it. I don't think that they were really expecting to go 3 wide through the corner either, so that could have also led to maybe a little bit of a shock. But yeah, definitely didn't mean to cause that, you can tell. And under caution again, Bailey once again is seeming that incentive is pushing him to try and excel tonight more than anywhere else.
Can you imagine right now? So we've just pulled back the curtain a bit. For us to peer pressure Bailey into this, and he just still goes on to win the race, and it's null and void anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
The payoff for the joke would be is that he doesn't get a podium, and he's actually been peer pressured into accepting it, and then all of a sudden, last 4 rounds, he's going to try and push that. I think that's where the hilarity for me will lie if that were to happen. At this stage, though, he is the race leader. We're lap 60 of 103 cautions for 9 laps. So we've done very well to go green across that first whole stage period. 3 lead changes, though, to this point in time. Looking at the race analysis just very quickly, of course, 100 laps tonight. Stage 1 was 45 laps. The final stage is 55 laps. And then for the weather this evening as well, prime conditions, 21 degrees centigrade, 70 Fahrenheit. No wind to speak of. A little bit cloudy out there. Slightly bit of humidity too. So it's prime conditions here at Atlanta this evening, and we picked the perfect day in the past to go racing, Jack, for these drivers this evening, of course, and for Bailey Brown, and he wants to try and maximise to get himself to a race win. Now, with obviously Old Atlanta and us going back in time, there was a sneaky reference, I don't know if anyone noticed, for the name of the race here tonight as we get ready for green flag once again, and we get to the striking of the green flag going. It's not only in the name, but it's also in the logo as well, the Atlanta Thrash and Bash. And the reason I mention this is, of course, the US Olympic ice hockey team went on to win the gold medal this morning against Team Canada out there. But the reason I mention this is the reference of the race name and the race logo. Well, being that we're in Old Atlanta at this time period in Atlanta in 2008, they had an NHL team, Jack, which was called the Atlanta Thrashers. So the Atlanta Thrash
Yeah, that's
Bash.
definitely out of my expertise.
That's fine. We're teaching you as we go along. Don't worry, we're teaching you as we go along.
Or 3 wide through the tri-oval into turn 1.
And we see John Roberts is in the middle of that as well. So that's the reference.
Seems to be going pretty well at the moment. Seems that Charles might have backed out of it smartly there, and
yeah, I think he knew that there was no
fight
point.
Another day.
No point being on the outside 3 wide up towards turn 3. He knew that there's still 37 laps to go, plenty of this race to go as well.
And just touching on the weather there, Hamish, you sure that we're not racing in Melbourne today? Because that's literally the weather today.
Maybe the location or the weather's been set to Melbourne. Maybe what we did was we just loaded Atlanta into Melbourne and we've gone racing.
Yeah, we're really racing at Calder Park.
Yeah.
And
I can see the old tyres filled with concrete now at the Thunder Bowl.
Yeah, you see him go through turn 3, 4, and you see the whole oval just dip a little bit when the tyres compress.
Yeah, you're watching the tarmac just go up and down as the cars come around, and it's like when you put like a piece of fabric over some water and you put a ball in the middle and it kind of dips into the water. That's what it's like as you drive around.
Or when you're on a bridge and you feel the bridge move.
Yep, exactly. 2 wide into turn 3. Harris has got Magnus Anderson on his inside.
Cameron O'Bell has also got a meatball.
He does. Oh, and he's just missed pit entry as well, and that Ryzen entry.
I don't think that car can turn.
I don't think he can. He's had to tow back to pit lane. That's unfortunate there for Cameron O'Bell. It appears that Zach Smathers is out of this race tonight as well, so that's unfortunate for Zach. I don't know where he's gone, actually. He's not in the Discord anymore, so something's happened.
Maybe he's had an internet cutout or a power cutout or something.
Quite possibly.
Or Charles is on the outside 3 wide again. They seem to have averted that now and continued on, shall we say.
So as we continue to push on now for these drivers, I think poor old Zaki Poo actually gave up on Old Atlanta, unfortunately, so that's why he is left early here this evening, unfortunately. Nate Owens down pit lane as well, and that may be his race done and dusted at this point in time. 32 laps to go for Bailey Brannan, with Cody Pruitt, Will Kern, and Paul Harris on his heels. Robert Stevens, Magnus Anderson, John Roberts, Will McKellar, Keith Vaughan, and Charles Rinker make up the top 10. To give the update on Mike Rinker and Austin Cole, they're battling through this pack together, Jack. They're trying to fight their way forward together and fight their way to the front and battle it out for a race win. And my God, is this getting intense.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on, I saw that Mike got past Austin and he was already kind of tickling the back of the top 10 and trying to make his way back up after that earlier incident. And seems like Austin's found some speed as well over the course of this race. Oh, as Will Kern looks like he's had an incident. They're all scrambling up there.
Absolutely scrambling as they come through turns 3 and 4 and back onto the triangle they'll come. Watch the pace on them and look at the gap that Brannan's got himself as Pruitt and Kern have been battling away on the previous lap. In towards turn 1 they come, and this battle pack is looking absolutely huge and incredible at this point in time. We can see that Owens just exited pit lane. And look at the pace they run onto that backstretch. Oh, massive wreck!
Oh,
massive wreck on the backstretch. Austin Cole's been involved. That is a huge one. The big one has happened in Atlanta. Multiple cars with meatball flags. Magnus Anderson, Paul Harris, Jesse James, Opposey Kareen. And it was all from Nate Owen rejoining the circuit.
Oh, man.
A horrid rejoin has caused this. Absolutely massive. Let's try and watch this back. Oh, wait, did he lose it?
Yeah, he looks like he's just lost it off the exit.
He's trying to catch it. Oh, my God. That
just
is...
gone into the...
Oh, no.
And Opposey looks like he's Natalie Deckard someone, unfortunately, getting involved in that.
But, no.
Man, that was a...
And unfortunately for Nate, he's going to have the book thrown at him as well because ultimately he hasn't exited pit lane safely.
No, that's definitely not what you want.
And that's multiple cars with meatballs. I mean, as I said, Magnus Anderson, Paul Harris, Jesse James, Opposey Kareen.
There's 8 cars with meatballs out of that.
Ryan Hatch, Charles Rinker, Owen, of course, but O'Bearle's already in pit lane with his meatball. But that is huge. Front runners are all coming in now. This will be the final stop of the race to get them home. But luckily for Anderson, Harris, James, and Kareen, they're within the 10, and they can actually get this fixed up during their regular pit stop. So they're actually not going to drop too many positions. Kevin Winker, by the way, has stayed out on the road. He last pitted on lap 61. I reckon he can make it home from here, Jack. So he's taking track position more so than a beneficial pit stop, as there's also a black flag being given out here
to Mike
Rinker. So this is huge now in terms of the championship. So with Cole getting out of pit lane further back, although he will have some damage to fix up, this has been completely flipped on its head now. Absolutely, completely flipped on its head. 64 watching with us now. Great to have you all watching along with us. Thank you all so much for supporting High Side Motorsports here tonight for Season 1, Round 11, the Atlanta Thrash and Bash here at Old Atlanta. Get into the chat tonight if you're subscribed to the channel. Subscribe to us, though, so you can be involved in the chat next week when we're back again with you for Pocono. It'd be great to have you all watching along with us. We do unfortunately have to run subscriber-only mode at a limitation of you must be subscribed for at least an hour before you can get into chat. I do apologise. It's just a limitation.
It's just to basically...
It's to filter out any troublemakers, pretty much. So
yeah, and it filters out the bots and things like that could cause trouble for the channel. So that's the reason why we do it for anyone that questions it. Just an update as well that I believe all the black flags were cleared because of the incident. Obviously, people would have gone passing under yellow and black flags further. So
this then now has not only flipped on its head even more. So all of a sudden we're at this scenario where we were at the end of the stage. Mike Rinker's at the front of the field. Austin Cole at the back in P19. If Cole gets in a wreck, Jack, that's it. His race is over, pretty much. His race is done. He'll be at the back end of the field. If Mike can get this race win and Austin Cole remains back there, Mike Rinker will take the lead of the championship with those stage points he got earlier on, those 10 points for the stage win. So it is crucial now for Mike Rinker for him to take home this race win, cross these final 25 laps of this race and go green again. He's got to maximise. He's got to stay out of trouble. Old Atlanta's turned it on for us tonight, though. Some great crashes, but some great racing ultimately across some fantastic green flag runs. Fourth caution about to end. Final 27 laps, or 26 laps about to begin. As we'll cross the strike, we'll begin lap 75 when we get it underway. Into the restart zone we go. Green flag. 26 laps to go at Old Atlanta in the Atlanta Thrash and Bash, and it's a great restart for Kevin Rinker at the front end of town. Brannon's trying to go with him, but Kern and Mike Rinker trying to work together on the bottom line. It is too wide as they come around turn 1 and 2, and we can see the sparks flying off them, but for Rinker, he wants a race win. For Mike Rinker, that is. He needs a race win to keep applying the pressure and massaging it onto the back of Austin Cole. He's trying to make gains early. Further back as they're staggered 3 wide across the tri-oval to start lap 76. It is unbelievable stuff. When these drivers... big wreck again. Yep, Ryan Hatch and Damon Marotta have been involved in this, so it is another caution now. And it is starting to domino effect now, Jack. These cars are getting more and more damaged. They're getting harder to drive. Tyres are starting to wear away. And this is often what can happen at the end of the races here out at Atlanta. Kareen's now got a meatball flag as well, as does Marotta, of course. But it's just starting to ricochet now. It's starting to become a roll-on effect at the end of this race. But this is often what happens with the momentum of circuits like Old Atlanta, where we get really good green runs early, but as the cars start to get damaged and more cars get involved in wrecks, we then start to get the rollover effect of they're harder to drive, so then ultimately we get more cautions because we're getting more mistakes from drivers as the race goes on.
Yeah, exactly right. As we saw, we went basically cautionless until the stage, so it's just kind of safety cars breed safety cars, as they say, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think Marotta might have actually just kind of spun in sympathy and hit the wall there, unfortunately. I don't think he was actually involved in that incident from what I saw. But, yeah, it's a very unfortunate one for Posey getting a meatball as well. Looks like Charles also missing the whole front end of that car. So I think he might have got caught up into it. A lot of cars coming back on a pit road, whether they're fixing damage or whether they might take another set of tyres and have another go at it. It's an interesting one. This track definitely puts on the action.
It does. It's
a tough one.
I mean,
especially.
This is the first race I've been able to call at Old Atlanta. I'm not preferable to Old Atlanta over Echo Park because I really enjoy Echo Park. Actually, I think it produces some great racing. I'm a fan of both. I think ultimately the best thing for Atlanta-based race fans, or for fans of Atlanta in general, you have had two variants of a great racing circuit across the period of time. You've had Old Atlanta, which is really bumpy, great for drivers, and then you got Echo Park, high speed, great for spectators. Run both every season, in my opinion, Jack. I love both. I love Echo Park. It's probably one of my favorite ovals whenever we get to go there. And Old Atlanta, I'm becoming a fan of. We've had some great racing, really hectic wrecks, but in terms of that, nothing egregious is happening where drivers are having poor spatial awareness. It's more or less self-made mistakes that are causing these wrecks. I think it's putting on a great show tonight for the pundits out there watching along with us. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely is. And you know what I would love to see around here is an IndyCar race.
No, seriously, I was about to say IndyCar. IndyCar at Old Atlanta would be a great time. I am still waiting for an IndyCar series. That's what I want. I want to call an IndyCar series so badly. whether it's we get it on the channel. So if anyone out there's watching and you have an IndyCar series you want it broadcasted, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to figure out a time slot for you.
If you want an Aussie racer, let me know. I'll join.
There we go.
All these
if my
cautions as well, sorry,
right.
have brought Austin Cole within a row of Mike Rinker as well. So it's benefited Austin getting back up through the field, and it's only a couple of positions away now.
He is, and it's benefited him getting up the field, but from what we've seen over these last 2 cautions, the mid-pack's where you don't want to be. This is where the wrecks are happening amongst this mid-pack of cars. Now, whether that's from their strategy of taking, right sides instead of 4 tyres, or from the damage being on set from previous incidents, something's happening out there to cause these cars to get really, really loose, and I think it's a little bit more than just the bumps around this Old Atlanta circuit. 21 laps to go. Lap 80 of 100 here for stage 2. And we rock it on once again with Bailey Brannan back in the race lead in the 19 machine for Florida State University. Robert Stevens Jr., Kevin Winker in behind him. Will Kern, Magnus Anderson for the top 5. Pruitt, Harris, James, Rinker and Jones the top 10. As Austin Cole is dropping here. He is struggling on that low line, Jack. Something's happening to this car. It is not healthy.
Yeah, you got to wonder whether he didn't take tyres or if he's just really struggling. Maybe didn't get the jump he wanted. Maybe checked up. Maybe the line didn't go. But yeah, it's definitely not the way that he would have wanted to go. Oh, there's another incident. Is that
Harrison James?
Paul and
having a bit of a door-to-door back there. That's a caution. Oh, well, I don't know why the caution's thrown. Jesse's on the infield. He's not actually stopped. He's got a meatball. I don't know if that was a caution that was thrown by our race controller, Brian, but I don't actually think we needed a caution for that. I don't think we needed one. He was rolling. He was still going.
Yeah, it's just one of those ones where he might have got a bit trigger happy, but it is what it is, I guess.
I got to call it out. We've got 69 people watching right now. Nice.
Oof. Nice.
No, we've clicked up to 70. Go on, let's get to 100. Get us to 100, please. 72. Oh, my God, it's absolutely fantastic. Hello, Zach. Welcome in. We're up to 72 viewers, my friend, for round 11 here at Old Atlanta. Zach.
Hamish.
We're up to 72 viewers live right now.
At least it's not 6-7.
It was before. I didn't want to say anything though, in case I scared people away. Welcome in. Your race is over already.
Oh, yes.
But I did announce earlier on that there has been a team ownership change for next season for Arch City Racing, your current team, to Cody Pruitt, as you will be joining me as my driver, or one of my drivers, as a part of Infinity Motorsport coming into High Side Motorsports next season.
That's correct. Hopefully we'll have a little bit better luck.
Hopefully. We have got an unnamed teammate as well that we've not announced just yet, so we won't be announcing that one just yet. And there have been some approaches to another driver out there. And there's been some others that have been impressing me out there as well, Zach. So I think, I think we can build a strong 4-car group going into next season. That's going to challenge the powerhouse of Bucket Motor Club in their onslaught of the teams championship.
I do agree. I'm excited for it.
Well, you finally cooled your head here about Old Atlanta tonight. I have mentioned previously that I'm actually a fan of both now. I like Old Atlanta from what I've seen. This is my first race I've been able to call at Old Atlanta. It's been fantastic. As you're well aware, I'm a big fan of Echo Park. I'm loving both. I think both have shown some great racing. And that first stage, the green flag run was fantastic.
Yeah, they did a good job. Very, very impressed. Tires, really put it to some guys early. If you weren't saving, you were going to have a issue about midway through that stage run. But everybody did a good job, staying out of it, staying clean. I did not, unfortunately, got into Mercereau, and it just kind of snowballed from there. But yeah, I'm very, very proud of everybody else, and very good job of just staying in it.
Speaking of tiramisu, he's in the top 9. Oh, he's in the top 10 at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's had a pretty quiet one, as we haven't really touched on him much tonight.
I definitely did.
Yeah,
you've touched on him more than we have tonight.
Yeah.
Well, we know that Zach is a big fan of tiramisu, one of his favourite desserts, of course.
I do. In fact, I actually do like it.
Have you ever had a trifle, Zach?
I think I have, if it's what I'm thinking of.
It's like the layered, cake that's been drenched in, sherry or a different liqueur.
Oh, yeah, I definitely have, yeah.
Fruit, stuff like that, yeah. I'm a big fan of trifle.
I didn't know if that was what I was thinking of or whatever me and Jack do after races. But,
That's an eyeful.
Yeah, that's an eyeful.
We'll keep that off air.
Yeah, we green flag those out. 16 to go here at Old Atlanta for the Atlanta Thrash and Bash this evening. And Zach, of course, I know that it is a certain person's birthday tomorrow. But here in Australia, guess what, Zach?
What's that?
It's your birthday already.
Yeah.
Well, hold on now. It's 24th. It's Tuesday for me.
Yeah, it's the 23rd for us.
Well, I can't help you, time travelers, as we see Kern pushing Bailey on the outside.
Yeah, he is starting to push Bailey here. Can Bailey get this win? We've kind of peer pressured Bailey now. We've claimed that he has accepted this deal even though he didn't that. In the final 5 rounds of the season, he must either win one race, get P2 twice, or get P3 3 times, or he has to run a Hello Kitty in the season. And we're claiming that he's agreed to it. He might claim differently, but in our eyes, he agreed.
Yeah, as a 1/4 of the admin team, I heard it.
Oh, Harrison Jones making contact, and now they're. Oh no!
And keep it out of the lane so he doesn't get an unsafe entry.
Looks like Trey did. I don't know about Paul.
Ironically, there, Monster is owned by the Coca-Cola company. So that stock price has just absolutely plummeted as they've made contact together.
Just absolutely plummeted, yep. That's terrible brand marketing right there. Well, this might be a good reset for Bailey. He was getting a lot of pressure there at one point going 3 wide as we cut over and see what happened between Paul and Trey.
Trey's just self-cleared up onto him.
Yeah. Looks like Trey was getting loose and Paul was coming down at the same time, and they just kind of tangled and collided. Hopefully didn't do too much damage to him.
Often that ends up as an easier entry when that's happening, but in this case it's happened out to be worse for them.
I mean, just treat it as a shortcut to the pit. It's fine.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody, of course, watching with us here this evening as well. If you guys are enjoying the action here this evening, wrong time for my throat to tighten up. If you are enjoying the action this evening here for the High Side Motorsports Gen 6 Cup Series, well, you can follow along with us across the next 4 weeks. We've got some fantastic races still to come your way across the rest of this season. Of course, we've got Pocono Raceway next week for the Bailey's Bucket 150, 60 laps of the Tricking Triangle to come for round 12. Talladega Superspeedway the week after for round 13. Iowa Speedway the week after that, and then we end it all out at Charlotte Motor Speedway for round 15, March 22nd, 2026. So it's a massive end to the season coming your way, and you guys do not want to miss any of that action, so be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing with High Side Motorsports action. For the rest of your week, though, this, of course, High Side begins our week here in Infinity Broadcasting Land. Continuing on for the rest of the week, well, if you're in Australia, 7:50 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time tonight, Monday the 23rd of February. IRWC VRS Porsche Cup Series action returns. Myself and Brandon stuck in the pit in the broadcast booth for that one as we go racing out at Circuit of the Americas for round 7 of season 4 for the final rush round of the season. That's 2 15-minute sprint races, second of which has a top 10 inversion, and then a 30-minute feature to end it out with a full inverted grid out of Circuit of the Americas. That's going to be a spectacular race. You guys don't want to miss that. If you're based in the US, that'll roughly be Eastern Standard Time, I think around about 3 a.m., maybe 4 a.m. So you can watch it back on the replay afterwards when you guys wake up. We implore you to do so. It's going to be a bunch of fun. And then Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, we go racing once again with the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans action for Season 26, Round 9 at Miami Autodrome for the second to last round of that series. That's going to be a 150-kilometre race. So that's going to be a shorter affair, but a great taster of the Miami Autodrome Grand Prix circuit as well. So you guys can catch that action as well. And then we're back again next week with Pocono for High Side Motorsports. So that's what's still to come this week for you as well as we head towards Season 2 of iRacing. If anyone out there is watching and you run a league and you're looking for a broadcast, well, shoot me a message here on YouTube at the Infinity Broadcasting channel and we'll have a conversation. We'll see what we can sort out for you and try and get you up and running as well. Next season, we've got the replay broadcast coming of the wondrous return of the Pump and Dump series as they'll go racing with ARCA cars with a mixture of real-life drivers and AI drivers as well. That's going to be a bunch of fun heading your way for Season 2 of iRacing, so you guys can keep an eye on the channel for that one. There's some details to be finalised in the back end of when we'll be broadcasting and when we'll be racing and stuff like that, but it'll be a bunch of fun for you guys to be able to keep an eye on going forward too. Well, only 11 laps to go, Zach, in this race. What does Bailey have to do here to maximise off this restart to try and take home his first race win of the season?
He's going to have to get a good jump on Kern here, and he's going to have to really start holding off Magnus and Cody and Robert Stevens there because they're coming on strong too. And I feel like you guys really haven't had a chance to talk about him, but you see someone kind of lurking in the background there in that green M&M's car. Austin Cole's kind of made his way up front, and it seems like he's starting to figure it out a little bit. But it looks like Kern's got a hell of a jump here right off the start.
Oh, Magnus Anderson and Bailey made contact together, and somehow Austin Cole avoided it. Somehow he avoided it. Rinker into the wall in front of Mike Rinker as well. My God, the luck has finally run out for Mike Rinker. And it's not yet run out for Austin Cole. Multiple meatball flags out there, including, and not limited to, Bailey Brannan, Kevin Winker, Ryan Hatch as well has got another one. And then John Roberts has got one too.
Turn 3 at the moment.
Track's blocked at turn... Oh, God, it is too. Trey Jones, Nate Owen up there. Charles Rinker and Jesse James having to go slow. I could have sworn I saw Mike Rinker get caught up in that one, but he's still P8 on the road. But somehow Austin Cole avoided that. I've got no idea how he's done that.
Yeah, I want to take a look back at that. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if Magnus came up into Bailey or Bailey was starting to come down, thought it was clear. Or...
Well, this is on board with Austin across the incident, so it's all happening in front of it. Look at the evasive action of Austin Cole.
Goodness.
He is...
Got the reactions of a spider monkey with that one.
Ready?
Oh my God.
Hello. Hello.
Where do you go from? Yeah, you're just committed to I'm gonna hit one of these guys or spin out and hit the inside wall, and he just absolutely. I mean, my God, what a save!
Hats off to him. That was incredible.
And if you want to know why, he's leading the championship right there.
So it looks like, if we'll just go back a little bit here. So Bailey's up against the wall, right? He is against the wall here. Magnus, I don't know where Magnus expects him to go. As they come round 3, so Bailey kind of comes down, gives Magnus a little bump. That's what gets him loose. And then he actually,
Magnus is loose.
So I actually think that's on Bailey because he's given some contact there to Magnus, which has then kind of forced Magnus to get loose and right up high and push Bailey into the wall. Look at the evasive action of Austin Cole. If anyone's ever going to nearly miss their exit on the freeway but make it, it's Austin. I mean, I've got no idea how the hell he's pulled that off. That is incredible. Unbelievable.
Yeah, like I said, that's 100% why Austin's leading the point standings right now is there's luck involved, but a lot of times you have to make your own luck, and he's damn good at making his own luck. I mean, that's just absolutely phenomenal wreck avoidance right there.
They've given the end of the line, it looks like,
7?
to the car 1.
To the 1? Well, they've given one
I think
to
it
the
was
7.
the 1.
Which is Magnus Anderson, who's in pit lane.
Yeah.
So we may have to pull some sneakery here, and let's see actually. So let's pause it here. We're going to pull some
You're able
sneakery
to
while they're
look
rolling
from-
around.
Yeah,
We're in our chopper cam here, so we can actually get a better look at this. Okay, so let's have a look. So Bailey is actually not alongside just yet. There's a little bit of net code, just the teensiest amount of net code. And then, yeah, okay. So, yeah, I think that is on Magnus ultimately. He has self-cleared
yeah,
just
it's
a
just-
little bit.
Yeah, just by the smallest of margins, he's so clear.
Like literally by the plaque on his teeth, he has done that. Like it's barely anything.
I mean, it's just a tale of two seasons right there. You see Austin Call, absolutely amazing wreck avoidance, saving it, big old slide job, through the backstretch infield, and yet again Bailey just comes up the short end of the straw or short end of the stick, and just the bad luck compounds. I don't know what else that kid has to do at this point.
Oh well, we think he has to go racing on the bucket. I vote,
it might be.
I vote that he races on the bucket next week for the namesake of
might
the
be.
round, honestly. Green flag, though, once again. We've got 6 laps to go here at Old Atlanta. Lap 95 of 100. Will we go to the scheduled end or will we get overtime? Well, if we get a yellow flag in the next 2 laps, or really the next 5 laps, it's going to become an overtime scenario. Austin Cole, though, up to P3 now, in behind Cody Pruitt. Will Kern leads the way. Watch McKellar, though, in the background as he runs up the inside of Robert Stevens Jr.
Here comes Cody Pruitt.
Yep, Pruitt's on the run to the race lead on Kern as they come around turn 4. Kern, though, he's got the run here, Jack. He's managed to hang on to this outside line, but can Pruitt make the inside work for him? He gets covered off from Kern. Watch for Austin Cole. And watch for a lurking Will McKellar as well. We know he's got good pace.
Yeah, exactly. It's he's a little bit loose on the entry there, but yeah, he's got a lot of pace and he's starting to show it now. He's made his way all the way back up, as Zach touched on before, and kind of buzzing the back of Pruitt's car a little bit. He might have got a little aero block there. It looks like he's gone up a little higher, but he's got the run on him.
Look now, though. Don't look now. Oh, he's got a little loose, but Robert
Oh,
Stevens
there's
Jr.
a wreck in the
Oh, he's got a
background.
wreck in the background.
It's going to be overtime. Stamper's gone into the wall. So we're going to probably go a lap of overtime here because of this. So it's a green-white checkered scenario. Probably could not have asked for a better scenario for Austin Cole because he got the move done before the yellow came out. My Lord, what a race this has been. Just a race of up and downs thus far.
We'll see if Call and Pruitt have enough left in the tank and on the tires to give Kern a run for his money. But the way William Kern's been kind of going off on these restarts, I don't know if anybody can beat him right now. So it might come down if he bobbles or if somebody can kind of get there and kind of bump him out of the way a little bit. But we'll have to see here in the next couple laps.
Rihanna makes a good point in the chat. Maybe Bailey's become too comfortable sitting in his chair.
That might have been what CJ was going for when he bought him that chair. It might have been his plan. They were racing with Bailey when he was winning all the time, and he got that chair, and he might be too comfortable. So it might be a little bit of a slump buster. Go back to the chair one lap or for one race and see if it kind of breaks you out of the spell.
So Kareen's down pit lane. He's actually had to tow back with his meatball flag. It's unfortunate for him. So for Will Kern, well, he's got to try and maximise this race start now because it's going to be a green-white checkered.
Yep.
We're going to go green onto lap 100. Is when we'll line up for the 2 wide. Will be green flag running again on lap 101. So we're going to go 3 or 2 laps of overtime. So we'll go to lap 102 will be the white flag. And again, what a race of up and downs, Jack.
Yeah, and I believe that Ryan Hatch has also pulled out as well. He's had to retire the car. I see that he's Well, actually, both Cornman cars look like they might have.
What have you
called in a?
Hang on, Zach. What have you gone to tell Cody Pruitt to do?
I just gave him encouragement. Nothing dirty, make it clean. But my boy's been sitting there, kind of just picking and choosing all year, and he's been another one of the guys that's been a recipient of bad luck and getting tangled in the stuff that's not necessarily his fault, and just a little bit of words of encouragement for him. I want to see him pull this thing off.
So for Will Kern, it's time to make him or break him at the front end. We'll get ready for a 2-wide restart, overtime scenario at a maximum here at Old Atlanta. It's big pressure, maximum goosebumps. Hairs are standing on my arms right now. This is so exciting for a restart scenario like this. I mean, it is a stand-up scenario to call, because ultimately this is about to be one of the biggest race ends we've ever seen. We know the sort of chaos that Old Atlanta can bring. We know the sort of pressure that Old Atlanta can bring. For what we've seen all night, simple mistakes can lead to big incidents. There is a chance that on this green flag lap we go caution again, and we go back to caution, and we go back to a green-white checkered scenario. I believe we've got 3 attempts, Zach, at green-white checkered. This will be the first.
Yes. This will be. I don't know if this will be the true first.
It would be because it's overtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this will be our first.
Yeah. So we've got 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. We could use up all 3, knowing it how intense it's been. For Will Kern, he's been the man on fire the last few weeks. He's been so impressive. Austin Cole trying to run a championship season. Cody Pruitt with a late run as well. And McKellar, we know's got speed. Green flag at Old Atlanta. We're back on the way once again. Lap 101 of 102. It's overtime, folks. And it's big pressure moments like this that lead to a grand crescendo of an ultimate championship fight this season. We can see them already. 3 wide down the back stretch. Austin Cole on the inside of Kern. Wants to take the race lead through 3 and 4. If we make it to the line, it's going to be white flag. We need a caution now if it's going to be more overtime. It's not. It's white flag at Old Atlanta.
It's going to be for all the marbles here. If Kern can stay out in front, which it looks like he's going to, he might be able to hold off a call here.
Oh, getting loose in the back.
Keith Vaughn's in the wall.
Yep, Keith Vaughn got real loose back there. Cole hasn't got a run though. He hasn't got a hope in hell of catching William Kern as he comes round turn 3 and 4. Will Kern, what a drive from pole to win through all the chaos. He takes the victory in the Atlanta Thrash and Bash. Austin Cole P2, McKellar P3. Pruitt nearly got him in the end, but Rinker P4 up 21 positions, Zach.
And look at Bailey just charging back up, get that top 10 right there, finishing 6th. You can't ask for a better just last-second run from him. I know he's upset. I know he feels like he had a car to win, but, man, that's the stuff you just keep fighting through it. You just absolutely keep fighting through it.
Ultimately, for Austin Cole, it was a disappointing stage 1. No stage points. Gave up 10 points to Mike Rinker. But you now look at the opposite end of it at the end of the race, Jack. Cole P2, Mike Rinker in P14. So it's a couple of points gained for Cole coming out of tonight. But ultimately for Rinker, he didn't maximise on the momentum that he had in this race. And he probably lost that momentum by around about lap 70 when all those cautions were coming out.
Yeah, he unfortunately got caught up in a couple of those incidents too, so that obviously didn't help, but it would have been a good points haul if he didn't and got into the extra stage points, then going with a couple more points. But unfortunately, all the incidents added up, and he wasn't able to capitalize, as you mentioned.
Hats off to William Kern, though. Yeah, he had to take a few, I think about 4, almost 5 weeks off for personal stuff going on in his life. And, I mean, just came back in the last, 2-3 weeks and has just put on a show. I mean, you cannot say enough about the drive that he's just made here lately. And to cap it off with a win here at Atlanta, tough track. I mean, I just hats off. I cannot be more proud of him.
Well, Will Kern takes home a race win ahead of Austin Cole and William McKellar. Kevin Rinker, Cody Pruitt the top 5. Bailey Brandon, Robert Stevens Jr. ahead of Paul Harris, Trey Jones, and Keith Vaughan for the top 10. Damon Marotta, Nick Mercero, John Roberts, Mike Rinker ahead of Joe Dyson for the top 15. Austin Stamper, Posey Kareen, Charles Rinker, then the top 18 cars. And in behind them we had Justin McCurdy, Jesse James, Nato and Ryan Hatch, Magnus Anderson, Cameron O'Beirle, and then Mr. Zachary Smathers was at the back end of town. Just trying to
what are you talking about?
pick up the positions.
What are you talking
Oh, you went back end of town. You went 50 laps.
I just never showed up. I don't know what you're talking about. Car never made it off the hauler.
Next up, well, first of all, we will have a quick chat here to P3 on the road tonight, William McKellar. Will, welcome in. Congratulations, P3 on the road. Some great pace in the end there. Back to where you started the race in P3. Absolute chaos, though, in the second half. This was a race in two halves, really, or two races in one. First half, first stage, really, really clean, nice and green. Second half, absolute chaos. Talk us through your perspective and how you felt that race went.
Honestly, the fact that the back half had more than one caution really worked in my favor. I mean, pitting there, green flag stops, that first run, I was feeling pretty confident. And just go ahead, unsafe pit entry and speeding on pit road. That's a minute and 10-second hold. So, going down 2 laps, having to take the free pass. It was like I needed a couple cautions to get back on the lead lap. And then, once I was on the lead lap, I was like, all right, we can calm down now. I can come and play. My tire's a little bit fresher than everybody else's. And honestly, just taking advantage of other people's misfortune was the play of the game for the rest of this race for me.
Apparently I hit 100 decibels in people's headphones at the end of the race there. But, Will, you drove an incredible race tonight. Pocono next week, the tricky triangle. How do you think you're going to be able to go at that one? Because it's not everybody's cup of tea. It takes a certain level of skill to be able to master Pocono. How are you feeling going into that one?
So I've felt really confident about every single track that we've been to on this circuit. The lineup we've had this season, this is my favorite car on the service, and a lot of these tracks I absolutely love. And Pocono, like Indianapolis, like Bristol, like, Legacy Atlanta here, Pocono is one of my favorite tracks on the service. So I'm feeling fantastic, but at the same time, you've seen my entire season. It's been one long season of how many ways can William McKellar step on his own feet. So I'm just gonna practice trying to eliminate as many points of potential mistakes for myself as possible, because man, I really want to win a race.
I think you deserve to. Ultimately, I think you've done an incredible job this season to this point in your driving, and I think you've really maximised thus far. We appreciate you coming over chat to us, Will. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank God Almighty above for giving me, the ability to do this. I want to thank my wife for definitely letting me do this. She humors my Dale Earnhardt dreams a few nights a week, so that's great. Want to go ahead and thank the admin team here for putting this on. Want to thank you guys for broadcasting, and I want to thank my competitors for being a good group of dudes to run around.
Well, thank you so much for coming over chat to us, Will. Best of luck at Pocono next week. And congrats on the P3. Will McKellar, P3 here this evening out at Old Atlanta. Next up we have Austin Cole in P2. And Austin, ultimately, you had such an up and down race. It was like a roller coaster ride for you. But the moment I want to call out is the crash avoidance with Bailey Brannon and Magnus Anderson spinning right in front of you, looking like you're about to miss your freeway exit and you've just darted to get the thing off. How in the hell did you miss those two cars? Because that was... I have a feeling you may be running a brown M&M's livery next week based on that one.
So, just to put you in my perspective, I had been in 2 wrecks to that point in very quick succession of each other, I think within 12 laps. And then you go into that run, and I'm finally working my way back forward. I'm like, I'm not wrecking here. And then somehow I think did I get full 90? I don't know if I got or yeah, I don't know if I got full 90 or not. I still haven't seen a replay, but I don't know how, because with my luck, I would have been nosing straight into the wall. But somehow I was able to get the car back under control, and I don't know how I didn't die there, honestly. I saw the entire side of Magnus's car about 10 feet in front of me at one point and was able to not kill him.
Well, I mean, we were calling it out for a fantastic piece of driving, and it's probably one of the reasons why you're leading the championship. Again, a race with two halves for you. First half, no stage points. Mike Rinker, one of your closest championship competitors, full stage points. We get to the race and then you're in P2 and he's back in P14, so those points kind of just nullified the amount that you were gaining on him after this race tonight. 4 rounds to go, some tough rounds to go as well. Pocono next week, Dega the week after, Iowa, and then Charlotte. How are you going to be able to perfect this run going home? Because the next 2 tracks ultimately are ones where arguably anyone can win, although Pocono is going to take a little bit more skill than what Dega will, but Dega is going to be a crapshoot in its own sense.
Well, I do want to say that first stage was by design. I don't know if you could tell, my car looked probably broken at the beginning. I was trying to save a set, which actually ended up helping significantly, because when I did wreck 2 times, I had to take tires both times because I was locking down my brakes. So that probably saved my race, that bad first stage. But after this, I mean, Pocono can be good, can be bad for me. I don't think I remember ever winning there in anything, but I typically can run top 10. And then Talladega, I think, is actually my best of all the super speedway tracks, and that used to be the only track I could win at in league races. I think I had like 3 wins there before I got a win anywhere else. So those 2 tracks could be good, could be bad. We'll see. Hopefully I can outscore Mike Rinker.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Austin, congratulations on your P2. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, unfortunately, I was in Discord by myself today. I didn't have any friends, so I can't shout anybody out there. But otherwise, I gotta thank my parents for letting me do this. My grandma texted me mid-race telling me awesome save. I thought that was pretty funny, just looking at it under caution. But other than that, yeah, I got nobody.
Well, we appreciate your time, Austin. Best of luck next week out at Pocono. And yeah, congratulations on the efforts tonight. Austin Cole, P2 here at Old Atlanta. Next up, and finally, we have our race winner in the 31. It is Will Kern. Will, my God, man. The pace and the pressure that you are putting on these front runners, if you can race all of next season, you are going to be a contender, good sir. You are driving out of your skin at the moment now that you're back.
Yeah, it's good to be back, man. I am looking forward to next season. Just pretty much taking the advantage of the rest of this season to have some fun and get a little track time. So,
I mean, it's all paying off for you. Some solid results across the last few weeks. Crescendoed now with a race win tonight. You started on pole, had a couple of moments here or there dropping back down the field some moments, but relatively speaking, you had great pace all throughout. How did you find the night from start to finish, from qualifying, putting it on pole, and then running through the race through stage 1, which was caution-free, and then all the cautions in the second half? How was it for you in the perspective of the 31 car?
The car felt great tonight, man. I like Old Atlanta. New Atlanta's too much of a super speedway, and I just had bad luck there. But Old Atlanta, I love this track. It's got its own little quirks, bounces. It's a rough track on the tires and everything. And I actually didn't take tires the first stage there during the green flag stops. I still have a set in the pits. I mean, like I said, the car felt great. Tires burnt up pretty good on everybody else. I was doing my best to save and seemed to work out at the end. All them cautions were making me a little nervous, but every time somebody got a run on me, usually in turn 3, I would just stay on the high side and run it hard.
Well, to the namesake of the series, it worked out well for you. Pocono next week, the Tricky Triangle. How do you feel going into that one, knowing that it's more of arguably a more skill-based track than maybe one of our regular 1.5 mile oval circuits that we'd be running.
No, I like Pocono. I've won there a couple times, open wheel and next gen. So it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of tough guys in here to race, but I like that. I like a challenge, and they're keeping me honest. And yeah, like I said, Pocono's, like you said, Pocono's tough. It's probably going to be a pretty warm track like it was here at Atlanta tonight, so tough on the tires. Tunnel turn is usually my worst enemy. I still haven't gotten down the tunnel turn perfectly, but the rest of them I'm pretty good at. So.
Well, Will, we appreciate you coming and have a chat to us tonight. Congratulations on your race win. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you up in the booth. I've done that side of things before, and I know it's kind of tough up there broadcasting everything, so I appreciate that, keeping things interesting. Appreciate everybody puts on the league here at High Side Motorsports, and always gotta, shout out to the wife. So on to next week, and yeah, we'll see if we can get another podium.
Well, Will, congratulations on the race win. Best of luck next week out of Pocono, and thanks so much for coming and have a quick chat to us. Will Kern, P1 on the road here this evening. Congratulations, sir.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Thank you, you too. Well, gentlemen, that'll bring us to an end for another fantastic round of High Side Motorsports. And Jack, give us your thoughts. How did you feel about this one tonight? I think it was fantastic. I think it was a great spectacle, and the fact that we went overtime made it even better.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was great. It was really clean racing at the start, and then it obviously got a little bit hectic at the end, but it was great racing all throughout by everyone, and hopefully it's more like this for the billiard table triangle, as I like to call it, at Pocono next week.
Well, the Tricky Triangle calls our name next week for the Bailey's Bucket 150 as we go racing once again here in High Side Motorsports. If you want to get caught, if you want to keep up to date with all the action here at Infinity Broadcasting, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. The bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. Next up on your docket for the rest of the week, later this evening, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, 7:50 p.m. The IRWC VRS Porsche Cup Series returns with more action of Season 4 as we go racing at Circuit of the Americas for the final rush round of the season. 2 15-minute sprints with a top 10 inversion on the grid in the second 15-minute sprint, and the 30-minute feature when they're all out with a full grid inversion for that one. That's going to be intense later in the week as well. Saturday evening, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, we go racing once again with the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans Championship for Season 25 as we go racing for the penultimate round of the season out at Miami Autodrome for 150 kilometres on the evening that night. And then we're back again with High Side Motorsports at Pocono next week. A big shout out as well to our series sponsors, Rinker Construction Remodelling, Fremont Mattress by appointment out of Fremont, Ohio. Call 419-407-6652. To us here at Infinity Broadcasting and Blackheart Designs as well. You can help support us directly here on the channel by hitting the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. We're on the road to 350 subscribers, and we'd love to get there by the end of February. You guys can all help us by clicking that subscribe button. That's all it means too. Next week when we go racing with High Side, you can hop in the chat with us because your hour of subscription will be up by then for the time limitation. You'll be able to hop straight into the chat with us when we go racing next time out. But I've been Hamish Munro with Jack Anderson alongside Zach Smothers sneaking in on the booth once again. But we'll see you guys next time out as we go racing once again here on the High Side of Motorsports as we're out at Pocono for the Bailey's Bucket 150. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
pressure, high stakes. It feels like the whole world's watching every move that I make. Another sunrise, another warning, but I'm still learning how to hold the line, how to quiet down the noise inside. And the moments slip away when I forget what I need. So I steady up my hands, let the rhythm set me free. I remember to breathe